Hi, thanks for joining me. So today I'm going to show my 10 favorite beautiful picture books that we own. And then I have 3 extra that are kind of picture books by the same illustrator. Those are going to be at the end, but this is like my top 10. Yeah. So this is Sometimes I Feel by Sarah Maycock, a menagerie of feelings big and small. I really like picture books that are beautiful and also have like a meaningful message. So this is all about your feelings and emotions and, having confidence, or just when things go wrong. I like these little insightful sayings. Like, it's like, but when the roar of the storm seems frightening, I know it will pass, and so will my fear. So things like that. The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse by Charlie Mackesy. Really beautiful. Again, very insightful and all about like emotions and kindness, being there for others, trying to work through your feelings. Often the hardest person to forgive is yourself. To be honest, I feel I have nothing to say, said the fox. Being honest is always interesting, said the horse. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. When the dark clouds come, keep going. So I love stuff like that. Wow. And I think I think you're never too old for a picture book, but I definitely think adults would enjoy all of these just as much as kids. The Fox and the Star by Coralie Bickford Smith. This one, even the cover's just, beautiful. It's cloth. Once there was a fox who lived in a deep, dense forest. For as long as he could remember, his only friend had been Star, who lit the forest path for Fox each night. But then one night, Star was not there, and Fox had to face the darkness all alone. So again, it has like a message about having confidence in yourself. These are all like what I'm interpreting too. And that's the thing about art. You can interpret however you want to. Beautiful. She uses a variation of illustration formats on the different pages, and I like that. Like, this is so cool. Look up beyond your ears. Looks like woodcuts. I'm not sure. In the days that followed, Fox dreamt that Star would return, but the darkness drew closer. Without Star, there was no reason to go outside. Worried and lonely, he huddled in his den. Beautiful. Hortense and the Shadow by Natalia and Lauren O'Hara. Hortense has enough of her shadow. Everywhere she has had enough. Everywhere she goes, it goes. Everything she does, it does. And every time night falls, it grows tall and dark and crooked. So Hortense decides the shadow must go. Only later, alone in the woods, she learns that a girl without a shadow is far smaller than a girl who has one. So again, it's beautiful. Yeah, it has like a message. I guess kind of like about embracing a part of yourself that you might have been scared of. Beautiful. Now the days are as bright as the first winter snow. Gone, 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 sings Hortense. Only sometimes she feels like someone is watching, quiet in the darkest corner. But the shadow is gone, she thinks. Now I am safe. It's just gorgeous, and I love it. I love the message. The writing. This Is Not My Hat by Jon Klassen. Jon Klassen has a lot of books. All of them are very good. They're very quirky, and I just love all the black. I love black and white. If I can find picture books like that. And this one's about a sneaky animal creature that steals a hat. I love his illustration style. It's like minimalist, and he's very true to his style. Almost every one of his books, I love all of them. Beatrice Almanga, I'm not sure how to say that. Almanga, The Wonderful Fluffy Little Squishy. So this is about a little girl who goes searching for a present for her mom. And it's kind of fun because it takes you on an adventure throughout the city and her searching for a present. And the illustrations are very layered and really nice. She's looking for a fluffy, squishy present. Very, very beautiful. A fluffy, the fluffiest place I could think of was Mimi's shop, where she had feathery things in every corner. That's where I'll find it, I thought. A fluffy fuzzy. Oh my dear girl, fuzzy isn't fashionable at all. But here, take this. It's very precious, Mimi assured me. So, I'm not going to show the ending to give away what she finds. And then Home by Carson Ellis. This one is so beautiful. It's just different homes. And she's so creative. It's fun finding your favorite one. Whimsical. I really like her illustration style. And then another one with like a meaning. What would you do with an idea? Written by Kobe Yamada, illustrated by May Beeson. Okay, so this one I like to use as like a prompt if you're doing like an art project or like a writing project. You could, or just looking at it, of course, because you want to read it. But otherwise, I like books like this because it can instill confidence in a child. Like, what do you do with an idea? And it's all about having confidence in yourself. Like, I worry what others would think. What would people say about my idea? I kept it to myself. I hid it away and didn't talk about it. I tried to act like everything was the same as it was before my idea showed up. And it's like this book I read when I was in college. It was called Art and Fear. And it's all about, like, same thing. About, like, being kind of scared to, like, show the world your ideas. And I think he has this author, I think it's a he. This author has a lot of books kind of with messages like this, like about, confidence and stuff. Okay. Virginia Woolf. Author is Kyle McClear and illustrator is Isabel Arsenault. Isabel Arsenault is one of my favorite illustrators. And this book has like a play, of course, on the author. Loosely inspired by the great writer Virginia Woolf and her older sister, painter Vanessa Bell. Conceived as a story of sisterhood, it also speaks to Kayo's love of gardens and art. Kayo was born in England. It also deals with the subject of depression. So, because, it's based on Virginia Woolf, and then it's about this little girl who her sister is dealing with strong emotions. I did my best to cheer her up. I offered her treats. She wolfed them all down, but it made no difference. Nothing pleased her. Not the cat, not the violin, not making faces at her brother Thorby. She pulled up her covers and said, "Leave me alone." Then said nothing to anybody. So yeah, it's dealing with strong emotions, and the illustrations are gorgeous, and they, deal with like sadness and art. Beautiful. And then the last of my 10 is The Book of Mistakes by Karina Lukin. So this one also is like a nice little prompt to use with like before you do an art project, or to bring up if your child is upset about making a mistake. So it's all about embracing mistakes, and you could say that metaphorically about life also, not just art. It started, and then it goes into the whole process of making, art. and how mistakes can turn into, didn't like Bob Ross say like happy little accidents or something? But yeah. And it's beautiful the way it's illustrated. The big space between the ground and the bottom of the girl's shoe was a bit of a mistake too. But the roller skates, those were definitely not a mistake. So it's about adapting to changing things, and beautiful. And then the ones I'm not including in the top 10, but I still think the illustrations are gorgeous, is Edward Gorey my Edward Gorey collection. So this one's written and illustrated by Edward Gorey, The Evil Garden, and then this one's Donald and the by Peter F. Newmeyer, these two, and then illustrated by Edward Gorey. These are the Donalds. I don't know if they have a third one, but these are two based on the character Donald. This is Donald has a difficulty. The illustrations are gorgeous. He uses pen and ink, and he uses a lot of texture, visual texture, with the ink and patterns. So this is all about Donald who gets a splinter, and it's kind of like a cute little message about, like, you know, getting a splinter isn't so scary. It's not bad. He gets through it. His mom helps him. He's kind of scared at first, you know, about the pain, and it goes okay. So maybe he's not so worried about the splinter, but I am now. She told Donald to think of other things, of markets, of battles, of strings. In very good light, she worked to remove the splinter. So it's just very quirky and beautiful. And then this one is Donald and the, basically this one's a little bit more, I guess you could say quirky. He finds an insect and then he keeps it in a jar. I'm not going to spoil it by saying what it is at the end, but it's kind of, I don't know. It's a little bit more, I don't know, I wouldn't really call it dark, but it's a little bit more weird. I like weird stuff. I think if his illustrations were made into movies, Tim Burton would direct it. Okay, this is The Evil Garden. So this one is a little bit more, that's why, like, it's almost to me like these are picture books for adults, kind of for kids, but kind of for adults. That's why I didn't put them in the other set. And this one's dark humor. It's like definitely dark humor. It's about a family who goes into a garden, the evil garden, and pretty much evil things do happen. Like, I wouldn't read this to a younger child, possibly, but it might go over their head. Like, it's not, I don't know. Like, I think it's definitely for an older child, or depending on your sense of humor, it's up to you. But I'm just saying that's why it's, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say it's like a traditional picture book. The nurse of whom they were all fond is sinking in a bubbling pond. So it uses rhyming, and it's like, I mean, she's sinking in a pond, but I mean, the illustrations are just so pretty. I love pen and ink. Yeah, so I really hope you enjoyed my video. I really appreciate everyone who likes, subscribes, and follows. If you like beautiful books, hopefully you find these beautiful as I do, and I create a lot of videos focusing on beautiful books. So subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love that. Thanks so much. Bye.